Shalom, 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 Yasha. This your boy, Brother Bahasham, back at you with another quick edifying video. Today's lesson is going to be called The Tables Will Turn. All right? The tables will turn. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, call Halal, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. That's all praises to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahawah, and His only begotten Son's name, who you ignorantly call Jesus, whose name is Yahawashi, right? And the Holy Spirit, which is the Rawchaa Qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who have ruled well to the Spirit, and have fed and edified the sheep in these last days, and has pushed this gospel and this 100% truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. A mighty shalom. Another mighty shalom to all you Akim out there laboring on the highways and hedges and on the unicorn, pushing this 100% doctrine, this 100% truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. A mighty shalom. Came across this article from the Atlanta Black Star. It says, Black Lips, Black employees forced to work jobs, degrading jobs, regularly called boy, and other racial slurs, were in major lawsuit against Florida construction company. So it says, Black and Hispanic workers at a Florida construction company who endured racial and ethnic slurs were given degrading assignments and were awarded a $1.6 million settlement for the civil rights lawsuit filed on their behalf by the U.S. Equal Employment Commission, right? And let me see. Let's get into some scriptures, right? But I'm gonna talk more about it. But this app, it likes to crash during my reading, and so basically, I'll kind of paraphrase, what was going on. But this, they basically were forced to do the labor that nobody else wanted to do, right? And it basically goes into saying that they did this to those who are so-called Black, so-called Hispanic, and they were degrading them, right? And we know who the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are, right? They're the Israelites, right? So we know why this is happening, But it was just going on how they were, forced to do, crazy jobs. They weren't actually even getting, they had apprenticeship, and they weren't even getting credit for their apprenticeship by doing these odd jobs. They were called, all types of slurs and racial slurs, degrading things, right? And we know that, ultimately, this is how this society works, right? And our people continue to put their trust in a nation that's not going to save them, right? This is Lamentations chapter 4, verse 17, but they won a lawsuit, right? 1.6 million or something, I believe. But, this is the way of this place, Babylon, man, right? We unless you're living under a tree, right, you would understand that this is what's constantly going on, in this place, right? Because this is the land of our captivity at the end of the day, right? But this is Lamentations chapter 4, verse 10. It says, as for us, our eyes as of yet failed for our vain hope. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us, right? And they don't want to, right? They don't want to. Why? Because we are captives of this place, right? So just think of that. As a captive, do you get equal rights? Do you get, things that, that will benefit you? Hell no, right? And once you come to that mindset and understand that this system is not set up for you, right? And understand who you are, really, and who you're dealing with, you'll fare off a whole lot better, right? It says in John 8:32, he shall know the truth, and this truth shall make him free, right? Once you understand what's really going on, right? Because the scriptures tell you in the book of Baruch, right, chapter 3 and verse 8, it says, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, right? We are still in our land of captivity, right? It says, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from Yahawah Bahasham our power. Right? And even if they get this lawsuit, right, there's going to be stipulations or taxes or different things, right? And they're not going to see this, right? They're going to have to split it up amongst, and next thing you know, because these curses are upon us, man, and this is our land of our captivity. All right. So, understand this, and this is why, we're being treated the way we're treated, right? And you see, it's only specifically the blacks, Hispanics, right? And of course, the Native Americans, because you are the Israelites. Right, and those of the diaspora were scattered abroad, right? You are the Israelites, right? And they know this. These other nations know this, right? And they know, that they can rule over you, okay? And it really stems from that perpetual hatred that they have, since the beginning, right? Let's get this. When I saw this article, it's just, at this, you understand, what's going on. Ezekiel 35 and verse number 35, it says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end, right? These people have a perpetual hatred against you. Right? They have a perpetual hatred against you. You're still in captivity, right? They don't have love for you, okay? And they're going to make you do these demeaning things. They're going to make you, this is their world, right? Ultimately, when you look at it, this is their world. This is their society, all right? And their rulership is over you, all right? But soon, guess what? The tables are going to turn, right? But right now, they understand who we are. It's time for you to wake up, understand who you are, right? Because a lot of our people, they don't understand who they are. What is this? I think this is it. Yep. This is Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 33. It says, thus saith Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi of hosts, the children of Israel, right? The northern kingdom, right? You so-called Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, what is it? Native Americans, right? All you of the northern kingdom, right, is Israel. You children of Israel and the children of Judah, right? Benjamin, Levi, so you so-called African Americans, Haitians, Jamaicans, right? It says we're oppressed together. It says, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go, right? And when you read the article, they was having people unload 1,000 toilets, right, with no type of equipment to do so, right? Because they don't care, man, right? They don't care. This is your slavery. You're in captivity. They could care less. You just need to get the work done, right? And they're not gonna treat you with respect. Right, and once you understand that and understand who you're dealing with, right, the book of Psalms tells you, Psalms 83. We'll start at verse number 2. I start at verse 1. It says, keep not thou silence, O Most High. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Most High Power. It says, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, right? And when you read in the scriptures, you understand, the tabernacles of Edom are who we call the so-called white man today, right? And who was the one who was sitting here calling them boys and doing all these things, right? Of course, your top enemy, right? It's the number one name on there, right? It says the Ishmaelites, right? Or the Arabs, Moab, right? The Chinese, the Hagarenes, Gabal, Ammon, the Japanese, right? Amalek, right? The small hats, right? The Philistines, the inhabitants of Tyre, Assyria also is joined with them. They have helped the children of Lot, right? So these are your enemies, and these are the ones who rule over you, right? Who have ruled over you, okay? Because all these nations have had part in, ultimately, taking you down. Matter of fact, what is that? Let's get that real quick. First Maccabees 2:10, right? And it says, "What nation have not had part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils?" Right? All these nations have had part in either holding us captive, right? Taking advantage of us, right? Because they know who we are. You don't know who you are, right? You so-called Blacks, Hispanics, you don't understand who you are. You are the Israelites, right? And everybody hates you. Why? Because you are the chosen people, okay? You are the chosen people, and you are in captivity right now, right? But our people cannot fathom it because they can walk around in this place. This huge, if you think of this as just a huge jail cell, and our people can walk around freely, so they think that they're good. They got a little job that, hey, in prison you can get a job, right? You can walk around in some places, but guess what? You're here. This is your captivity, all right? You are trapped here. Like I said, they refuse to let them go, right? And once you understand, so when you see why you're treated the way you're treated, right? Because like Ezekiel said, they've had a perpetual hatred against you, right, from the beginning, okay? Because their forefather was Esau, your forefather was Jacob, and Esau hated Jacob because he took his blessing and he wanted to kill him, but he never got to kill him, in the flesh. So through that spirit and through the spirit of his seed, right? They've had that perpetual hatred, okay, and it's been manifested, and it continues to show itself each and every time, right? But what we understand is that all this stuff is gonna be turned around, man, right? All this stuff eventually is gonna be turned around. But if you understand that this is not your rest, right? And you're wondering why you get treated the way you get treated, right? Because you got to understand who you are and where we're at this point and what's going on. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 10. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction." Right? They could care less about you. That's why they'll call you out of your name, They'll do all that stuff. And the thing about it is, see, like in Florida, even down, like in Georgia and these other places, right? They don't hide the fact of the things that they do, right? They could care less, right? They'll run around here with Confederate flags and different things, right? But when you get into these more liberal places, like New York's and California, they kind of hide it a little more, They don't let it be out, right? But that hatred and that stuff is still in their hearts, okay? It's still there, all right? But understand that, guess what? And you're dealing with this. The Lord is trying to wake you up, man. It's trying to show you what's really going on, trying to show you who your enemies are, right? The scriptures tell you that you have enemies, right? The book of Psalm 83, we just read it, right? This is real, right? And it's ongoing. Why? Because you are chosen. You were set apart, right? And they can't stand that, right? And so as long as they can try to keep you down, when you read the book of Judith, chapter 5, right, 17, and I believe verse 21, it talks about that, right? They know that if we, continue in our sin, that they can rule over us. And that's what they try to do, is to keep us in sin, all right? So that the name of Israel shall be no more, okay? And what do? Matter of fact, here we go. Let's get this, because this is what they did when they did the payment. They gave you that little money, right? And then you think you good, right? So now you're going to have a little money, and now you think everything has changed, but it hasn't, right? This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 7. It says, "Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad." it says, but a gift destroyed the heart, right? So what did they do? They gave you, you know, but when you mix it up, people probably got a couple 100,000, couple 100,000 apiece. Now they're good, right? But guess what? The same things are going to continue to happen. Hey, maybe not to you, but they're going to happen to your people, right? And it's going to be a continual thing because they have a perpetual hatred. Perpetual means continuous hatred against you, okay? And it's obvious, all right? It's obvious, and the thing about it, most people can see it, but they just can't pinpoint it and understand why, right? But the scriptures can tell you exactly why, right? And we just showed that, okay? But understand that, guess what? These tables will be turned around, right? We don't want no gift from you. We don't want no reward, man, right? We want the true payback, right? And that true payback is going to become, all these things that you have done, it's going to come back to you, right? Revelation chapter 13 and verse number 9, it says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. It says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, right? And he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Okay, so guess what? This is coming, right? This is coming soon, right? All these nations that have kept you in subjection and in captivity, guess what? Their time is coming where they're going to feel that same thing, okay? They're going to feel that same thing, right? Please believe that, right? The time is coming. The tables will be turned, okay? Let's go to Baruch. All right. Matter of fact, here, let's go to, I want to bring this out real quick. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse number 7. It says, and Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, thy power, will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee and which persecute thee. Right? This is coming. This is coming. This is starting to take fruition even now. Right? But it's going to be in full effect coming soon, man. Right? So we just got to hold tight, man. Right? We don't want, Esau's nasty money, man. We don't want that. We want the true payback. Right? Matter of fact, let's get this real quick. Let's go to Galatians chapter 6 and verse number 7. And it reads, it says, be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Right? That's what he's also going to reap. So understand that. Understand that it's coming back to him. Okay? All the stuff that they're doing is coming back to him. We just got to be patient, right? Let's get the book of Baruch now. Baruch 4. And here we go. It says, let me see. Here we go. Let's start at verse 23. Baruch chapter 4 and verse number 23, because ultimately we were set up in this captivity, because we went off and we disobeyed our true power, right? Which is the Heavenly Father Yahawah and his son Yahawashi. Okay. But it says, for I sent you out with mourning and weeping, but the Most High will give you to me again with joy and gladness forever. It says, like as snow, Salakia, like as now the neighbors of Zion have seen your captivity, so shall they shortly, so shall they see shortly your salvation from our Most High power. It says, which shall come upon you with great glory and brightness of the everlasting, right? When Yahawashi comes, right? He's coming to deliver, right? His elect, right? And he's coming to bring destruction. He's coming to, ultimately put these other nations into captivity, all right? It says, my children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from the Most High, for thine enemies have persecuted thee, but thou shalt surely see his destruction, and thou shalt tread upon his neck, right? This is coming, man, right? This is coming. Let's jump to verse 29. It says, "For he that hath brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy with your salvation." Right? That's what we want, right? We don't want no gift from Esau, man. Right? We don't want some nasty, dirty, Edomite money, right? That who knows whose hands have been into it, and then what do? They tax you for it and do these other different things, right? We could care less, man, right? We just understand that the tables will be turned, and guess what? Payback is coming, right? Yahawashi said, "I come as a thief in the night, man," right? And all these nations are going to wail when they see him, right? And let's get that, right? We can close it up on that, right? Because the tables will be turned very shortly. All right. We just got to hold tight and stay fast to what's going on. All right. It says, Revelation chapter 1, verse 7, it says, "Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen." Right? And this is what we're looking for. This is what we're hoping and we're being patient and obedient for. Okay? For these tables to turn, and for our retribution to come back, right? For these other nations to get what they have brought upon us, okay, in these last days. All right. So just a little exhortation. Lord's will, this was edifying, right? I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Halal, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Peace and blessings to the elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad, Almighty Shalom, to the 144,000 men, and to the rest of the elect. Stay diligent, stay focused, keep praying for one another, and stay diligent and just hold tight, hold fast, because the tables are turning. All right. And with that, I want to say Shalom.